Hi, everybody, and welcome to Paul Travel's Virtual Travel Escapes. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I'm Rhonda Svien, the Leisure Manager at Paul Travel, and co-hosting with me today, my co-worker, Julie Beckdash.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Julie and I have been having such a great time sharing all these amazing destinations and experiences our world has to offer. So we really appreciate you joining us, and we've been taking in all your feedback, and so keep the suggestions coming. We love hearing from you. Right now, I think for most of us, or many of us anyway, we all love to travel, and it's been so hard being grounded at the moment, but you know what? We can always dream. We can keep on dreaming. So today, we're bringing you something a little bit different with showcasing Le Boat, giving you a taste of what self-driving boating experience is all about. You can travel in Canada, or maybe plan Europe for the future. So I think it's something that you're going to enjoy. I can't help thinking about the days that I went houseboating in the Shuswaps when I think of houseboating or self-driving. It was, in my youth. So, it was a different experience. But I think about, oh my God, doing it now in a river and with friends or family. Oh, it's exciting. So I can't wait to this presentation. So I hope you guys will all enjoy. If you have any questions at all, please put them in the Q&A box. Everybody is muted, so you won't be able to ask any questions during the presentation. So please put them there and chat. Open it up, anything that you want to chat about. Maybe you've done this experience before if you want to share with us. I know we would love to hear from you, definitely. Next week, I'll just give you a little update before we start our presentation. We are going to be focusing on some long stays in Europe. This is actually a suggestion from a few of our viewers out there that they wanted to hear about, so we're going to be doing that. So that's July 29th, next Thursday at 4. So I'm going to turn this over to Julie, and she's going to introduce our guest today. Julie?
Perfect. I think that's the 30th next
Oh, the 30th? Oh, sorry, the 30th, next Thursday.
Same time, Thursday. We're looking forward to that. So perfect. So thanks everyone again for joining us. So today we have Lisa McLean, who's going to be presenting. She's the National Marketing Manager for the US, Canada, and South America. She has over 15 years of marketing experience in travel and the cruise industry. She started working for Le Boat when they launched their first North American product, which is what you'll hear about today on the Rideau Canal. They are headquartered in the heart of the Rideau waterway in Smith Falls, Ontario, which is close to Ottawa. So that's where she's joining us from today. She's spent the last 2 seasons traveling up and down the UNESCO World Rideau Canal, hosting media and travel agent trips, as well as enjoying the water with her family and friends. And she has just grown to love this destination, she said, as much as any other place that she's experienced. So she's looking forward to sharing with us today her knowledge and tips about cruising this historical waterway and the others that are available. So welcome, Lisa. Take it away.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks very much. Thank you very much for inviting us to the presentation today. So can you see my screen, or do I need to screen share?
If you can screen share, that would be great.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, I'll just get started. So as you mentioned, Le Boat is a luxury houseboat experience. So similar to what Rhonda was saying, it is very similar to the houseboats that you would have thought of that you did in your youth. But we actually have luxury houseboat vacations for people to give a try. So as you can see in the picture to the right, that's what our boats look like. They have been totally redesigned and are very modern. But it's fantastic to do a houseboating experience because no boating license or previous boating experience is required. We teach you everything you need to know, so you don't have to worry. You can also make a very flexible itinerary as well. So it's very similar to an RV experience or very similar to a rental car. So you basically rent the boat, hop on, and you have it for the duration of your rental period. And then you get to park at all the different destinations and locations along the canal. And you can book with confidence. Le Boat has been around for 50 years, and we are a TICO certified company as well. So you can be rest assured that we are financially stable, especially in a time like COVID. So we're happy to say that they have expanded into the Canadian market, and they're now on the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal. So we are considered to be the boating experts in Europe. We actually have a fleet of over 1,000 boats in the European market. And then we like to say that we like it if you have it your way. So we provide you with sample itineraries, but it's 100% flexible. You just pick up the boat at one of our bases, and then we give you a map of the waterway, and you can travel at your leisure to your next destination. So to review some of our destinations, so we are in England on the Thames. We do Loch Ness and the Caledonian Canal in Scotland. We're also on the Shannon and Ire rivers in Ireland, which is about a 1-hour taxi ride from Dublin. In France, France is our most popular destination. So we are on the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal in the south of France, and that's probably the most popular canal cruising region in all of France. But we also do the Burgundy wine region, the Lot, the Nivernais, the Alsace, the Camargue, and the Aquitaine. So there's lots of regions in France for you to choose from. We also do Netherlands, Italy, so you can cruise yourself around Venice and Verona and Murano. We do Belgium, Germany, and of course the new UNESCO World Heritage Site in Canada. So here's some sample pictures too, just to show you what life on board is like. If you are going to Brittany, I've been to that cruising route. That's the picture in the bottom right-hand corner. So you're parking literally next to a medieval castle. On the Camargue, it's very tropical, so it's a great place to travel to in September and October. There's very little locks along the Camargue as well. And there's all these wild horses that you pass every single day that just are eating and galloping along the canal route. So it's pretty fantastic to see and pretty magical. We're happy to say that we are back on the water. We know that a lot of tour operators are closed for the season or have not yet started. But because we are a personal watercraft and you are in your own party, we have kitchen on board, barbecue on the top deck. So you are in a very self-contained environment. So we were allowed to go back on the water, and we have all of our cruising regions around the world open now. So some of our cruising regions, this is just a map of all of our European cruising regions and some pictures. Oh, that went pretty fast. I'll just back up. So a typical day, you can see the top right-hand corner is Ireland. And when you're in Ireland, there is 19 different championship golf courses. So you can park your boat, literally grab your clubs and go cruising. There's also lots of old Irish castles you can stop at. The top picture is of the Loch, and it's this beautiful rocky waterway with easy locks to go through, as well as beautiful little towns along the region. And the bottom picture is of Venice. So it's fantastic to be able to go into Venice, and renting one of our boats is actually much more affordable than renting a hotel room in the Venice region. And then you also get to visit the small towns of Verona and Murano, where they make crystals and lots of glass figurines, and dine out and have fantastic Italian food. So it's really fantastic because your boat is similar to your hotel room. You only have to unpack once. So you are in your own private space the whole time. Our newest destination is the Rideau Canal in Canada. So we opened this in 2018 with a fleet of 16 boats. We are up to a fleet of 24 boats, and our goal is to be at 32 boats by year 5. So we are constantly expanding, and happy to say that we have had super success on the Rideau Canal. We are one of the first companies in the world to bring luxury houseboating to the Canadian waterways. I think when you're in Europe and you're in Amsterdam or you're in Belgium, you do see that canal boating is a way of life. not so much in Canada, maybe a little bit in Vancouver. There's the houseboat lifestyle, but I do think this is a new way of vacationing, and we're happy to finally put it on your radar. So the Rideau Canal is 202 kilometers, and it stretches from Canada's capital, from Ottawa to Kingston. And we have bases in Smith Falls and Sealy's Bay. So because we can't travel outside of the country as of yet, I did want to kind of do a little bit more in depth of the Rideau Canal experience, but this will really give you an idea of what it's like to be on a houseboat. And this similar experience can be translated onto any of our canals in the European waterways as well. So for the Rideau Canal, I think everyone is aware that it is bookended by our capital city, Ottawa. And we do think it's one of the best kept secrets in Ontario. It's not very well visited from a tourist destination compared to Toronto or Niagara Falls or Prince Edward County or the Muskokas. There's a total of 23 lock stations and 47 locks. And all of the locks in Canada are actually operated by Parks Canada. So they are there to help and assist and do most of the work for you. In Europe, there is lock masters at some of the lock stations, but some of them now are mechanical. So you have to push a button and then that opens the lock, or some of them you have to get out and do yourself. Like most of the waterways, they are in the heart of the cities and the towns. So the canal usually runs through the majority of towns and villages along the way. So you can easily park at one of the little towns along the shoreline, park at a lock station, overnight there, you lock your boat up, and then you are in the heart of the city. The Rideau Canal also is known, especially if you live in Ontario, as the world's largest skating rink. I think everyone's probably seen pictures of the skating rink outside of Ottawa and people skating on the canal, but it's very not well known as a boater's destination. So we're happy to be able to bring this experience to Ontario. So from a boating holiday perspective, our general demographic is usually people who are well-traveled. More than 50% of our customers have never been on a boat before, have never driven a boat before. They're not boat owners, but we really make it super easy to drive. If you can drive a car, you can drive one of our boats. We are very attractive to people who've done an RV experience, people who like to do a drive holiday. But like I said earlier, one of the fantastic things is you can unpack once, you can buy groceries, you have the opportunity to cook on board for yourself, or you can take advantage and go into the local restaurants for evening dinners as well. We are the perfect type of holiday if you're independent, if you want to get away from the big cities, if you want to enjoy off the beaten path, get closer to the countryside, get out into the nature, and really explore a country by its waterways instead of the roadways. If you are looking for soft adventure and a little bit of activity, we do rent bikes that go onto the boats, as well as kayaks and stand-up paddle boards. But it's really a fantastic way to just sit back, relax, sit on the top deck with some wine and some drinks, have the breeze and the sunshine in your face, and just take in the beautiful scenery. And then if you are traveling with your teenage children, we do like to say we're a fantastic brag-worthy holiday, because you do feel like J-Lo or Angelina Jolie on your own private yacht as you're cruising through the French vineyards, or cruising in Murano or Burano or into Venice. Just waiting for the page to turn. So as I said earlier, you do not need any boating experience or any previous experience. Our base team takes as much time as you need. They never make you feel rushed. So on average, it takes between an hour to 2 hours to train you on how to drive the boat. So they take you through map navigation. They take you through all of the safety signage, all of the safety equipment. They take you through how do you operate the boat, from as simple as flushing the toilet to as easy as how do you light the stove or the barbecue on the top deck. They'll also teach you how to use the controls. And if you can see in the picture, this lady is pushing a little joystick. Well, that's our bow and stern thrusters. So that actually makes the boat totally move sideways. So you can easily parallel park the boat or go through the lock station. So it's super easy to get into any of the locks. So our team is fantastic. They know that more than 50% of our customers have never driven a boat. Many people have never stepped foot on a boat before. And one of the great things is too, one of the biggest questions we get from people is if you get seasick. Well, we're on very quiet, very calm waterways. So, and the boat, none of the cabins are below the water line. So you never get that rocking, or you never feel like you're on a big cruise ship where you do feel the big motion. So most people who even are motion sickness, even if they get car sick, they've never reported getting sick on one of our boats, because you are going very slowly and you are on very calm waterways. So here's just a picture of what our boats look like. So this is our most premium fleet, our Horizon Cruiser. So you can see all of our boats have a fantastic top deck with a bimini or an umbrella. There's always lots of seating areas on the top deck too. You can drive from upstairs or you can drive from downstairs if the weather is raining or if it's a little bit chilly. All of our boats also have the built-in bumper pads. So it is made for beginners. So if you do happen to bump into the lock or bump into the side of the dock, you don't have to worry, you're not going to do any damage. The first thing is you're only going 10 kilometers an hour. So when you're slowing down, you are going very slow. But then the bumpers protect you and they protect whatever you happen to bump into as well. So it's a great safeguard, and it gives you that reassurance that you're not going to make any damage. So for all of our waterways in Europe, we do have many different styles of boats to choose from. So it ranges from budget to comfort, comfort plus, and premier. In Canada, we only have the most premier boats because we are one of the first bases that have opened in North America. They're actually custom building all of the boats for us and converting it to North American power. If you are going to Europe, all of the boats are European power, so you will need to bring a little power adapter. I have only been on the budget boats and the comfort boats when I have gone to Europe, and they're just as well suited, well equipped as the Premier and the Comfort Plus level boats. It just means that they're probably 10 to 20 years old, but they're still perfectly suitable. I actually find on some of the budget and comfort boats, because they were built 15 years ago, some of the cabins actually are bigger and more spacious, but they still have fully equipped kitchens. There's barbecue that you can rent. They're old wood with teak inside, and our newer boats probably have a more contemporary design or more of an IKEA type furnishing. But any boat that you have would be lovely. So our Horizon fleet is the top of the line, and this is the most popular boat with Europeans and North Americans. And our Vision fleet is also the second most popular with North Americans as well. So that's why we brought it to the Canadian waterways. We wanted to bring the boats that people in Canada and what their expectation is for travel styles. So they all have a spacious top deck with barbecue. They all come with the bimini and seating cushions. There's bow and stern thrusters on our premium boats and our Comfort Plus boats. There's wide walkways so you can walk around to the front of the boats. You can steer from upstairs or downstairs. There's a roomy kitchen, and all of our boats, if you visit us online, or if you get our brochure, or if you talk to the travel agent, they can send you a deck plan. And it shows you the different cabin configurations. And one of the fantastic things about our Premier fleet is there is a bathroom in every single cabin, so very similar to a hotel room. So you're not sharing a bathroom and you're not sharing a shower with any of the other guests. And then when you get the deck plans, you'll see that they are color coded. So the beds can be set up as singles or they can be set up as doubles, depending on who you're traveling with and what your configuration you'd like for your family. So all of the boats come fully equipped with a kitchen. They all have a microwave, a TV with a built-in DVD player, a stovetop, and an oven. They also come with all of the dishes, all utensils, real glassware, ovens. They come with cutting boards, salad bowls, so you really don't have to bring anything with you. All of the appliances too are provided. There's coffee presses and coffee makers on board, so you really don't have to pack anything extra. That's probably the biggest question we get from people, especially if they're RVers or if they're campers. There's lots of spacious seating in the kitchen. And then underneath the seats, as well as in the extra chairs on board, there's extra storage. So you have plenty of cupboard space and fridge space as well. And then the cabins are very, oops, I'll flip back. That is a great slide. So this is a sample of the cabin on a Horizon 2. So this bed is in the front. So this was a similar picture to the deck plan. This is the master cabin at the front of the boat is usually the biggest. And then the side cabins on the side are the picture in the bottom right-hand corner. So this is set up as a kid's room. So the beds are set up as singles, but they can easily be pushed together for doubles. And then this is an average overview of what the bathrooms look like. So the shower is separate from the toilet. And if you've ever cruised on a monohull or on a catamaran, sometimes the shower is all one unit, but on the Horizon Cruiser, it's separated, which is really nice. And you can just have lots of fun. So you can drop anchor, jump off. You can do lots of entertaining on the top deck. You can have a barbecue, or you can just relax, read a book. All of our boats too have fun little lounge areas, so you can just sit back and relax, have a nap, and enjoy the sunshine. We also provide you with all the tools you need to plan your trip, as well as navigating on the trip. So for example, on the Rideau Canal, we provide you with a detailed ports guide. For all of our destinations, we put together a regional guidebook. So it's almost like a how-to to that region. So the Rideau Canal guidebook, on average, our guidebooks are anywhere from 25 to 75 pages, depending on how big the canal is. But we tell you where the best restaurants are. We tell you where the wine stores are. What are the top 3 things to see in that destination? Where's the shopping? So you can really plan out your trip. All of our guidebooks are available for free download on our website, or just contact Rhonda or her team, and they'd be more than happy to email that to you. As well as for most of the destination, there is free apps available as well. So you can actually download the navigation maps onto your phone. And in Canada, it's the Navionics map app. So you can usually download a free trial for 7 days. Sample itineraries. So all of our cruises offer 3 to 5 night short breaks. 3 nights is the minimum amount of cruise time that you can book a boat for, because of the time that it takes to get you orientated and do the training. We want to make sure that you have a chance to enjoy the boat. So the minimum is 3 nights. You can choose a 7 to 10 night vacation. And again, where you go during that duration is totally up to you. We can provide you with sample itineraries for all of the different cruising grounds based on your interest and based on the number of days that you're traveling to. So just once you're interested, contact your travel agent and we'd be happy to send you a link to some suggested itineraries. Just waiting for the slide to change. So what does a typical, oops, go back, it's the slide flipped twice. You get a chance to see all my beautiful pictures. I'm just waiting for the controls to catch up. Okay, there we go. Now I'll try it again. There you go. So what does a typical day look like? That's one of our most popular questions. So basically you would wake up whatever time you usually get up in the morning. I personally usually get up between 7 and 8. You would have breakfast on board. If you're in France, you can like walk into the closest town and grab some French croissants, grab a latte, bring it back to your boat. Or you can choose to go to a local bakery and start your day early. You typically cruise between 1 and 3 hours a day, depending on how far on the canal you want to make it to in that day. Or if you love the spot, you could actually stay there for 2 days. So there's no rule that you have to keep moving on the canal. You can just choose where you would like to stay. So in Canada especially, you can moor at any of the lock stations, or we have negotiated rates at private harbors or city marinas. And in Europe too, you can park at the lock stations, or there's designated parking along all of the canals, but you'll get all of that information when you contact the boat and book your trip. So your trip also includes all of the lock fees, so you don't have to pay every time you go through the lock stations. And it also includes the mooring, so you don't have to pay every time you stop somewhere either. If we provide you with the designated region, we give you all of the included parking spots as well. And once you're into the small town, you can spend the day exploring. You can do wine tours, visit the local markets, do some historical exploration. You can go shopping. You can enjoy dinner on board the boat, or you can go for a swim. You can sit back and relax and enjoy dinner on the top deck. So here's just some pictures. Actually, most of these pictures are ones that I took on my vacation. All of our tours are dog friendly, which I think is important since we've been quarantining with our pets these last couple months. So you can always feel free to bring your pet with you. And it's also a great vacation for kids. So we know that sometimes river cruising or other cruises aren't conducive to families, but kids love being able to have something different to do every day and catch on to boating life very quickly. Oops, there. Here's just some more pictures from Canada. So our Horizon 5 boat, which is in the top corner, actually has 2 lounge areas. Lots of people said that they love more lounging space, so our boats have been designed to have extra lounge seating. If you're cruising into downtown Ottawa, usually August has a fantastic firework competition, so you can sit on the top deck having your wine, having your dinner, and enjoying the fireworks. You can, in most of the regions, drop anchor and go fishing, so this is a perfect guys trip as well. So if a bunch of guys want to go fishing, we can give you the destinations that are very great for fishing. The Rideau Canal has pike and bass, and they have a lot of fishing tournaments along the Rideau Canal. There's lots of wineries along the way. You can go stand up paddle boarding or kayaking. And again, the kids can just enjoy time out in nature, away from the internet, and just enjoy some fantastic family time together. Next slide. So we do know that lots of people are concerned with COVID, so we have implemented fantastic new safety procedures, new checkout procedures, just to make sure everybody is safe. We also have a new booking policy in place too, so if you do have to cancel for any reason, you can cancel within 48 hours prior to your departure. So we're trying to be as flexible as possible and allow you to rebook at a future date if for any reason something happens and you can't travel. So we know that it's a changing environment out there, so we want to make sure that everyone feels safe. And in addition to that, we want to make sure our staff is safe too. We also have some fantastic sale offers. So if you want to travel within Canada, we have 20% off. If you want to travel next year in Europe, we have also 20% savings. So we do offer exclusive offers from time to time, or special offers. So please contact Rhonda and her team at Paul Travel, and they can make sure you're getting the best rate and help you book your vacation. And then if you are planning a holiday, a lot of people find that booking a boating holiday could be complicated if they've never done it before. So it's really just 3 simple steps. So you just pick what destination, what river do you want to travel to, how many people are cruising with you. So if you have a group of 5 people, we'll recommend what boat is perfect for 5 people. We'll ask you if the people you're traveling with are your children or if they're couples, so we know if you need separate cabins or if people will be room sharing. And then we'll ask you how much budget you have. Especially in the European market, we have 4 different classes of boats to choose from. ranging from as low as $780 a week all the way up to $7,000 for a week. So we have many, many different boat styles to choose from. So we will always fit your budget and your travel style. And we then ask you what your travel dates are, and then we book what your preferences are. And then to book, you can always contact Paul Travel. They're fantastic. We're so excited to be working with them. And they have done training with us. They've gone through our presentations. They'll be able to answer all of your questions. And if they have any questions that they can't answer, we're always just a phone call away. They'll send us all of your questions, and then we'll get back to them right away. So they can help you plan a fantastic boating holiday. And then that's what a boating holiday is like. So I'm more than happy to answer all of your questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Lisa. That
You're
was,
welcome.
I love that a lot of those were your pictures. And
yeah, most of those pictures are my pictures from all my vacations. So we're very fortunate. One of the things Le Boat does believe in is all of the staff experiencing the product. So we actually do at least one trip a year. If not more, they usually arrange 1 or 2 trips for all of the staff. So anyone from a base manager all the way up to myself or our sales team. So they really understand the destination. So at least someone on the team has been to that destination or stayed on that boat. So sometimes people just have questions and say, my husband's 6'1", what boat has enough ceiling clearance for him? Or make sure that the bed is long enough for him as well. So we have the expertise in-house to really help make sure that we're picking the perfect boat for your travel style.
oh, that's excellent.
Gosh, I could just see, cruising down, going into Europe and maybe leaving out of Paris and spending about 3 or 4 days just kind of wandering the river system. That would be so amazing.
Yeah,
it's kind of unique and different, right?
You're talking about long stays in Europe next week. So I think this would be a perfect option to be able to plan 1 month in Europe, maybe spend 1 month, a week in Paris, and then you want to get off the beaten track and go to the south of France so you can hop on your own boat, cruise the Canal du Midi, stop at the wineries along the way. And then when you're done with that, you might want to go to Provence or go to Brittany and see another region. So especially if you're going for a long time, it's a great opportunity to kind of really spend a few days away from all of the busy crowds, really get to know the local people, really most of the places that we go, the shop owner that the person who's serving you the coffee is probably the shop owner. Even on the Rideau Canal, even though we're in Canada, most of the shops, even the dresses that you're buying were designed by the shop owner. There's not a lot of chains along these remote regions. So it's really nice. It's very authentic. The people that you meet are lovely. They're all very excited to see local people and tourists come to the region. So they're always very happy to give you fantastic travel tips that you can't find in a guidebook.
Yeah, awesome. What a great way to experience the country, and even in Canada too. That looks amazing, and it's not something I ever really thought about doing.
Yes,
out of Ottawa.
So much fun. I can tell you, with a group of friends, with my family, or even just my husband and myself, we've done it many times, and it's just lovely waking up at sunset, having my coffee on the top deck, being able just to relax, to tune out the rest of the world, get away from all the crowds, and just wake up, and you do find wildlife swimming next to your boat. In Canada, you see lots of loons and beavers and turtles. This is in the south of France, where some swans were swimming up to the boat every morning. So it's really fantastic just to get back in nature, but then still have the luxury of a modern houseboat. So you're kind of living in comfort as well, with lots of USB ports for your electronics, and you have air cooling. So it's nice to kind of have the both, roughing it a little bit and get back to nature, but living in high quality accommodations.
Oh, that's incredible. We just have a couple questions so far, Lisa.
Okay.
Did you mention, I know you said it was for ages, or you said around 55 plus, but is there a maximum age to hire a boat?
No, there's no maximum. We just find when we look at our demographics, Our average customers are usually around 50, 55. And that's normally because they're at a level of where they want to get off the beaten path. We find that people, you can be as low as 18 to drive the boats. So if you were in your 20s, you could easily rent this as a vacation option. We just find that people traveling in their 20s usually want to just hit all of the major cities. They don't want to yet get off the beaten path. We do attract a lot of people who are river cruisers, who are used to doing the big 200 passenger river cruises. But once they've been to Amsterdam, they see all these people living in the houseboats, and then now they want to try that experience for themselves. But there is no age limit, so we do recommend that children be at least 5 and up, and we always provide life jackets for everybody on board. But we've had people as old as 90 plus also go boating with us as well. So it's a fantastic holiday, especially now for multi-generations. We are very busy this summer with families reconnecting with the grandparents. They haven't seen their grandparents for the last 4 months. So they booked a holiday where they can still feel safe in their own family environment, but they've invited the grandparents, the parents, and then the grandchildren to come with them. So it's a really great way to reconnect, and it is great for any age.
For sure. And then those, in the Rideau Canal, we just have a question about swimming in there. So can you swim like right in the canal? The current's not too strong or anything, or are those little alcoves kind of that?
On the Rideau Canal, there's only a certain number of places that are like, the Rideau Canal is a system that's built up of small little canal sections, but then all of a sudden you're on a huge wide open lake, and then there's lots of natural river systems. So unlike the canals in Europe, the Rideau Canal was actually built around the natural landscape, and they only built lock stations in the middle of rivers or the middle of lakes because there's a gradient in the land. So they had to get from like one higher river system to a lower river system. So you actually can swim in all the parts of the Rideau Canal. It is a UNESCO World Heritage protected site too, so they're very strict on what you can dump into the water. Even for us in Canada, we use environmentally friendly cleaning products. We provide you with dish soap to make sure that it is environmentally friendly, so you're not spilling anything into the waterway, because it is filled with ducks and loons and fish. So we are very environmentally conscious of that. And because the waterway is so clean, you can swim in any parts, as well as the lock stations. Like you can't swim in the lock when the lock is going up and down, but there is always parking just before you get into the lock, and that's where you can go swimming. Okay.
And is there ever a long wait to get into the lock?
Sometimes in Europe, the waterways during peak time can take a little bit of time. So you might have to wait a half an hour, because if boats are already coming in and going up the lock and you're waiting to go down, you may have a little bit of a wait. But in the last 2 years that I've been on the Rideau Canal, it's really not a busy waterway. I've only had to wait once in the whole time that I've traveled on the canal to actually get into the lock system. And most of the times on the Rideau Canal, if they can see that you're coming, sometimes they even open the doors for you. So you just cruise right into the lock. There's no waiting. But in Europe, yes, the waterways are a little bit different, but it usually doesn't take that long. Anytime that we've gone through the locks, we usually plan lunchtime around when we'll get to the lock station. So then we'll just enjoy lunch on top while we're waiting to go through the locks. So you can plan your day around it, and they'll tell you at the lock station before you get there how busy the next one is.
Okay.
So the lock masters all communicate. We also give you the telephone numbers of all the lock stations, so you can always call ahead and let them know that you're coming as well.
Wow, you guys have thought of everything.
Yeah.
Even the coffee press.
I need my morning coffee, so.
Yeah. And I'm like thinking like you, Rhonda, like get off, maybe you go to a winery, bring back some wine, or go get your morning croissant and come back. And
for me too, I love it. Even if I eat in the local restaurants, I usually have a lot of leftovers, and in a lot of the European hotels, there's no fridges, or your hotel rooms are very small. So it's great to be able to bring your leftovers with you when you're in Europe, put them in the fridge on the boat, and then have them for lunch or breakfast the next day.
That's so nice. I love it. Such a great idea.
It is such a great idea. It's so, and that you're not unpacking, getting in the
No.
car and driving, going to the hotel, unpacking, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just a little more seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of a beautiful RV experience, except for you have bathrooms in every cabin. You have much bigger water supply, so you're not refilling. And then it's so lovely to cruise a region by the waterway and not the busy highways. You're never in rush hour traffic. You don't have to like pay tolls. So it's a much different experience, much more relaxing than being stuck on a highway going into Rome or trying to get somewhere, or even in Toronto being on the 401 for 4 hours trying to get to your next destination. So it's very stress-free environments.
Yeah. And I don't know, I haven't looked recently, but I remember looking at the pricing and it's actually very reasonable. So that's another thing.
Yeah. In Europe, the boats are as little as $789 for a week. And in Canada, because we're on our most luxury boats, you can get a boat rental on the Horizon 2, which there is 2 cabins with 2 bathrooms for $2,500 for a week. So very affordable, fantastic for a family of 4 or fantastic for 2 couples traveling together. So you would split the cost, and it's actually very comparable to a cottage rental or cheaper than a hotel room during peak season, definitely.
For sure. And you can bring your pup. That was cute.
Yeah,
too.
you can bring your dogs. The dogs love it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you can bring your cat. We've had people bring their cats. We've had people bring their iguanas. We had someone last year who brought their parrot. It's
okay.
what pets people travel with.
Right.
Well, they're part of the family.
I've
Yeah.
seen a ferret on board one. Someone had their ferret. So.
Oh. Oh, that's cute. Well, that's great. I don't think we have any more questions. If anybody thinks of anything during the week or, you know, after we get off, feel free to send Rhonda and I an email. And if we don't know, we definitely will contact Lisa and her team and find out for you. But I think it's incredible. We've had lots of interest, and I think it's incredible. Just a different way to travel, different perspective, and just given the circumstances, it's such a nice, safe way.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you so much for inviting us today. I want everyone to know that it's a fantastic time to book with a travel agent. Everything is so uncertain. And you are so fortunate to be working with Paul Travel. They did a lot of research on the boat. They asked us a ton of questions. They wanted to learn more about the product, went through the presentation with us so they can sell it to you afterwards. So they really do their research. They're very passionate. They're very engaged, and I think they're fantastic travel agents to work with. And so if you do need to book a trip, make sure you book with them. They're very knowledgeable, great team, very passionate and very friendly, and you're so lucky to have them.
Thanks, Lisa. That's so
Yeah,
nice.
thanks so much. And well said. No, thank you. That's very sweet.
Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your summer, Lisa. Everyone, thank you so much again for joining us. It's such a privilege for us to be able to serve you this way. And just I hope you have a great rest of the week, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Have a fantastic summer, and we hope to welcome you on board this year or next year.
Thanks. I hope so too.
Sounds great, Lisa. Thanks.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.